My name's Scott Swartz.
I'm Betsy Swartz. Scott and I have been attending here for about 16 years.
I'm Paul Swartz.
I'm Derek Swartz.
Well, we give financially to the church. I really like the automatic withdrawal. It makes it so that I don't have to think about remembering to give to the church, and it makes it so it's not even an option to choose to use that money a different way. Before I even know I have that money, it's where it belongs. And so that's one less thing I have to think about. But at the same time, it is a conscious choice of, we have decided that the church is important enough that it deserves some of our resources. And so it just automatically goes there.
We do lots of things also to give time in addition to money. Obviously, we historically have given a lot of time to the music and leading worship at the second service, but there's lots of other things that we give our time to. I'm in the third month of being on the church council, so there's time with that. You give some time to the church every week?
Yeah, I have youth group. I also give all of my paycheck to the church, so.
That's right.
I feel like in order for something to be as good as it can be, you have to be willing to give of your time and energy to it. And I feel like the church is really important. I feel like our church in particular is really important to our community. It's known in the community as the church where you go if you need help. And I want my time and energy to be a part of a place where people go when they need help, as I think that's the very best way that we can show the love of Christ to the rest of the world.
The other benefit, or one of the other benefits of giving, is that it makes it really clear what you value. Whatever you find important, whatever you value, is what you're going to give your time and your talent and your treasure towards. If we are people who value what this church is and what it stands for and how it is uniquely positioned in this community and what it can be as a unique thing in this community, is the place that truly welcomes everybody and a place that loves everybody and a place that helps everybody, and that's what it's known for. If we spend our time and our talent and our treasure helping that become true, others see that as well.
One of the things that Scott and I had a long discussion about, about a year ago when the larger United Methodist Church came out with their stance about same-sex marriages and LGBTQ clergy, we thought long and hard about whether or not we could still in good conscience give our money to the Methodist Church. And we sat down and said, is the world and Rochelle a better place because our church exists? And we decided undeniably that it was. And so because of that, we decided, yes, we need to continue to give to make sure that the good that is happening is able to continue to happen. I feel like giving does make me more generous because it energizes me. And I think that's something that I learned from my mom, that giving inspires more giving, either in myself or in those people, and we find that when we work together, we can do a really good job of taking care of each other. I just think that that's a great example of the way that God can use our resources and make abundance out of them.
The first thing I would say to somebody who's not giving their time is don't feel guilty or ashamed about it. I think that's the first thing. Because I don't believe that God is about guilt whatsoever. So if you're not giving your time and your talent and your treasure and you can't right now,
It's fine.
that's fine. That's right. That is fine. But I would say to start praying and thinking about it. And so find the things that you really are into, and then figure out what's being done in that area and join up with that. And don't be afraid to say, I can't do that right now. Maybe next month, maybe next year, maybe in some other way. Do that, but know that you're enough as you are. Whether you're giving a lot or you're giving a little. And there's seasons for everything, right? There's seasons where you're going to give way more of yourself, and there's seasons when you're going to have to give less.
I think sometimes we have the misconception that God wants us to suffer in our giving, and that we have to be willing to make these huge sacrifices. And I think that what's more likely is that God has given you gifts and interests and specific talents that could be used to make the world a better place.
If you want to make something better, you're going to have to give a little bit of something that you have.